Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Shady Talk Wednesday podcast. I am your lovely host, Miss Shade. I don't know why I feel a little jacked up this New Year's, but hold up, let me fix myself. See, the camera got me. Okay. How everybody doing? Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. Yes, I'm trying to bring some energy. I'm trying to bring some energy to the podcast today. I'm glad to be back. With this crazy weather we have going on, the snow that we just had. Oh my gosh. You know, when I was a kid, I used to always say, I love the snow, but it's just something now as I got older. I don't think I care for the snow as much as I used to. It just seems like even it seemed like it doesn't even have the beauty to it no more. I don't know if it's because it comes, it goes, and it always come the wrong time, like when we're really looking for it to come for like when it's like the Christmas holiday, so we could kind of get out there, play in it or be in it and seen it, see it. But it's more like it seemed like now when the snow come, it's like it throws us off because the holidays is over. People got to get back to work. Now you got to fight through traffic. Now you got to fight through the roads trying to get through to get to where you have to go to. So snow, you can go. We don't even want you anymore. It ain't fun. Snow, you ain't fun no more. But I am happy to be here once again. Happy New Year's to all my Facebook followers, my YouTube follower. Thank you so much for tuning in and tapping into Shady Talk Wednesday. Today's topic, I kind of threw in. I actually have two topics. One topic I want to talk about is having a village. And the reason what made me want to talk about having a village, shout out to my mom, Deborah Reynolds. Hi, mommy. Shout out to my mommy, Deborah Reynolds. Shout out to my sister, Simone Nelson. Um, I think having a village is very, very important. It's so crazy because we just had another experience that my mom went through. We thank God that she's still, alive and breathing and, getting well. But it just brought me back to think that when my grandmother was alive and, when grandmothers are the moms and just to realize some of the things that our parents or our older ones or our stronger ones you know have to carry or had to carry during their life. Just with different experience with people being sick or just being some kind of caretaker. You never really looked at that when you was growing up younger to realize how strong the older people was. But I say that to say that to my younger generation and just to my people, overall, we are living in a times now where unfortunately we're not living those days where we used to feel like, oh, everybody gonna live to their great grandmother, they 80 years old, they 90 years old. It seemed like the world is now experiencing a lot of just things that's just coming upon us out of nowhere. And it can be a little frightening. It can definitely be worrisome. Um, but I wanted to say, love on your village. I pray for those who don't have a village. A village is very important. And a physical village is very important. I appreciate everybody who, send their calls, their texts, checking in, on my mom, checking in on me. I appreciate that. But I just wanted to say to like the younger generation and just to people, period, that's going on, that's out here in the world, build you a village. Build you a village because a village really matter, people who have your back, people who are there to support people, people are there to help people. It's always good to have great friendships with people, great family members who can be there for you, because trying to be strong alone can be a lot. So I just wanted to say to those out there who does have a village, appreciate those people that's like a village and know how to be a village. And I just want to say to our people out there as well, try to be a village for your loved ones. Try to, put things aside no matter what's going on, in life. And, try to be the bigger person and try to, come together and stick together when your loved ones is going through, something, or your family members, or a close friend, or just, anybody that you just feel like you can just kind of step in and be a part of a village. So I just wanted to, put that out there in the atmosphere. Um, it's just great to feel like you have a village. And once again, like I said, prayers go out to those who don't have a village. I pray for each and everybody who is going through anything in the world, that you will soon one day be able to have that village that can have your back. Yes. So, so the other topic today I wanted to speak about is, what are some things this year you experienced from last year that you realize that you're not going to tolerate, that will help bring some peace to you this year? Phone lines is open. Marv, can you drop the phone number um, in the chat in case people want to call? Feel free to leave a comment. I can read the comments as well. Yeah, I think we're at that age now where finding peace is really important. Um, I feel like we're all experience a lot of things that's going on at one time, and just dealing with a lot of things, and you know where I think now we have to just acknowledge people for who they are. And when I say that, I mean that to say, like, finding peace where sometimes, because I realize, from last year, there has, been a lot of just misunderstanding with people. I realize, people are now, in this space, with attitudes. There's a lot of misunderstandings that has been going on. And I don't know. I feel like I'm being echoed. There's an echo in the studio. Yeah, so I just want to know, what are some things that you guys are, because I want some ideas too. What are some things that you feel like is going to help you bring um that's going to help bring peace in your life this year? One thing I discover is letting go of drama. I don't really have drama in my life, but and when I say drama, people who come with drama, people who you love, you care for, and people not realizing and taking accountability and seeing themselves as who they are, or their action that they have been putting out, that they want other people to deal with. And when I say that, I'm talking about friendships, or people you may have came across in life, family members. um it's just time to let go. It's just time to let go, because I've also learned too, with holding on to situations, it kind of keep you backed up. It kind of helps you not moving forward because you be so tapped in with trying to figure out what has happened with you and other people or what's really going on. And in reality, I want people to know that nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. I just think that we are living in a times where people are going through their own I don't even think it's all the time people are going through their own mess. I just feel like some people just enjoy being a messed up person. Um and people just want you to tolerate, you know, what they dealing with, and this is not the year for tolerating this is not the year to tolerate things. Um it's more like we have to find ourselves to move on, because when we kind of carry other people's stuff, people who we don't speak to no more and don't know what happened, and just people who's just not being, supportive, or just not being that person that you need in your life, and a lot of things just keep you held back from moving forward with a lot of things that you need to do in your life. And I think that is one thing that I'm realizing, that this year I want to find my peace and stop worrying, stop trying to understand what happened, stop trying to feel like you need to carry everybody else's stuff. Um, because I realize in life, waiting around on people and trying to pull people to come with me and trying to pull people to come around me, um, it kind of hindered me a lot in years. Another thing too, I kind of want to be a little selfish this year. Not in a bad way, but I feel like I've learned through experience, even trying to be a person who tried to share things with people, show people a different way of life or different things in life. I feel like it's a lot of slaps in the face now. Um, and I don't know. I'm just at that place now that I want to be selfish with sharing a lot of things with people. Like, I want to be more intentional of knowing who I'm surrounded by. I want to be more intentional of knowing people intentions, um who's surrounded around me. Um I just want to be more tapped in. I feel like growing up, you know, the older you get, the more you start to realize some things that you need to be tapped in about yourself, because life moves so quickly, um, that sometimes you don't even realize who you're kind of like getting yourself involved with, and then you start to realize, life goes on, time goes on, and it become a waste. I don't want anybody to um waste a lot of my time this year. Um, because even I'm sorry, y'all, I'm reading something. Oh, sissy. um, yeah, because I'm learning that people could break you down. People could break you down from their actions, you know. And I want us to stop allowing people to, you know, break us down due to where they are at in their personal life. And when I say that, I mean, like, just things people just do, just how they do things. Um, and you start to get into your emotions and your feelings because you start to feel like, why people take those things out on you or other people. But we got to start paying attention to where people are kind of at in their life, because sometimes where people are at in their life, they can try to break you down. Um, Also, too, we got a real we I've been paying attention to um I'm sorry, y'all. Um yeah, also too, we gotta just pay attention to people for who they really are. We gotta start paying attention to people for who they are. Like this year, I want to try to build better friendships with people. Um, I want to try to build. Um, I want to try to build more relationships on a business tip with people. Um, to kind of just get in that mojo that I'm looking for. So it's more like trying to surround myself with people that has that mojo. I don't want to really find myself to be around people who stay very depressed or, stay very unenergized, because when you find yourself also being around those type of people, you start to get into that mojo as well. So for 2026, I want us to pay attention more to who we build relationships. Like I said, the phone lines is open. Feel free to call in and talk to me and tell me what are some things this year that you feel um, you want to be at peace with. Call in, talk to me, let me know. Another topic I wanted to address and talk about, ladies, fellas, or should I say fellas? This is like I don't want to say a fun factor, but this is like a little. Am I the only one that have been seeing a lot of women out here driving trucks? What is up with that? Women are now taking over men jobs. Am I the only one? Do I have any truck drivers, watching this to let me know what made you become, any females, what made you become into driving trucks now? I've been seeing a lot of females now driving trucks. I want to know what's up with that. Are the women taking over the men jobs now? What is up with that? Let me know. I mean, I enjoy being a bus driver. Um, but it's also interesting to see that women are now being truck drivers. And don't get me wrong, I want y'all to know that truck drivers do make a lot of money. So, ladies, I will suggest for you to go out there, get your CDLs, because CDLs, a person with a CDL does make good money. So make sure you put that on your bucket list this year, to go out there and get your CDLs if you're looking to make more money. Also, it seems like for some reason it's kind of hard now, since we have all of this technology going on, that it's kind of hard, that somebody wanted me to touch on this topic too, about why is it so hard now to find jobs? Do you guys remember when we used to do jobs? I think it was much easier for us to find a job when we did homemade applications. To me, I feel like homemade applications sitting on somebody's desk, it made supervisors get into and look into the paperwork to see people who filled out applications versus going on a computer trying to find people. So, also too, I want to know, how do we as people make it easy to go out there and find a job? Um, Also too, I want to ask a question about people that's in business, my entrepreneurs. I got a few questions that people wanted me to kind of tap into on this show. Is it better that why wait, no. Okay, no. Can you still build relationships with a small business like our parents did back in the day? If you're a business owner, I want to know. Remember back in the day when our moms used to go to the store, and I think some moms still have it. Some people still have it now, where you can actually go and um, build a relationship at a store. Like you can go to the store, you can buy sugar and milk and things like that. So I want to know, as the new entrepreneurs that's out there as well, that's running a business, how do you guys make relationships? Are you open to allow people to come in your business and purchase some things when they don't have the money at the moment? Are there any entrepreneurs that have that door open for people who come and want to buy something and they don't have the money? Hmm. So listen, I'm just rambling off a lot of topics tonight, that a lot of things that a couple of people want me to throw in for tonight. My main topic is about finding peace. What do you guys plan to do to find peace this year? So listen, like I said, the phone lines is open. You can call and tell me, even if you had some experience from last year that you learned this year that you don't want to deal with because you feel like that was something that kind of disrupt your peace. So now you realize this year you're going to do things different to kind of find your peace. So listen, call in. The phone lines is open. But I'm also just rambling off of a few things that people threw out to me to come up here on the podcast to talk about. Um, uh, some of them are pretty deep. Um, oh, this was a good one. Are you a nurturer in your friendship? Are you a nurturer in your friendship? Are you the friend who does all the nurturing? I think I'm the friend that does the nurturing. I think I'm the type of friend that I do a lot of nurturing in the friendship. I like to be a soft friend. I like to be a understanding friend. I like to be a friend that's non-confrontational. Um, I enjoy being a friend to talk to people and, you know, put them in their place in a very pleasant way. I like to be the friend that I'm very open, that friends know that they can come and, talk to me about a lot of things. So I think I am the nurturer and the friendship. Um yeah, I got about 10 of them, but some of them are really, really uh um oh, this was a good one. How do you feel about someone who slept with your ex sending you a friend request? Tova, are you up here? Are you up here? How do you ladies or gentlemen feel about um somebody who used to date your ex, slept with your ex, sending you a friend request? Is that a bad thing? Is it a good thing? Do people still hold on to that? Do you think that that's a weird thing that people do that? Or do you think that it's a weird thing if you're friends with one of your ex girlfriends or boyfriends? Do you think? I don't know. I feel like Facebook is so open. I don't know. I guess if it was a relationship from a very very long time ago, I don't know. Somebody said to me it's very weird if an ex was to one of your ex girlfriends was to friend request you or be friends with you on social media. I don't know. I don't know. Call in. What you guys think? I don't know. I guess it depends how old the relationship is. I feel like if it was somebody that I was with years ago and me and the person never really had any issues, or if it was a relationship that I was in when I was much, much younger, and me and the person did have some kind of issues, but now, we all are grown and time has moved on. Um, I guess they could be a Facebook friend. I don't know. See, it's different for me because I feel like with me, I'm more into entertainment and stuff now. So I think sometimes with people, they kind of follow me more because of what I do in the entertainment world. And also, too, I entertain my social media page a lot as well, too. And I also think, too, I've never been that type of female who had like beef or kept beef or had a lot of beef with women over, somebody I was in a relationship with. But I did have somebody um wanting to know, is that weird, or how do you feel if a ex is following you on your page? I don't know. Shout out to my baby boy, Jermaine. Hey, Sonny. Look at my son. I love my kids. I love my kids. I feel like with my kids are grown now. And it's such an amazing feeling to have a relationship when your kids are adults. It just feel like, wow, to see your kids as an adult and you have a relationship with them and they're kind of doing grown things now. It's like, wow, just to see. It's like, okay, our mothers watched us do it. So it's like now we're actually seeing our children in that space and in that state, and doing their own thing. Shout out to my adult children um that's doing a thing. Yes, sis. My sis said, oh, so she took it back to where I was talking about some of the females who are now truck drivers. My sister is saying it seemed like, yes, we are the men now. We are doing a lot of handy things that um, men should be doing. I think even women are doing a lot of that even in relationships now. Even just recently, we seen a lot of women out there shoveling the snow. I don't know if it was because they're single, but I don't think women did a lot of that before. Like, I think that's a man job. But I guess as a woman, if you don't have a spouse or, somebody to help you shovel, I guess you have to get out there and you have to be the one to shovel, so I guess we do have to take on, other responsibilities. Let me see. I'm telling y'all, I had told a few people, that if they wanted me to bring something up on a podcast today, to let me know, and I'll bring up some things. Hmm. Ah, oh, this was a funny one. Someone said for 2026, let's sum up the message in one text. Meaning, when you send a text message, you know how some people they text you and they text and text and text and text. Somebody said for 2026, can we sum up one text in what we're trying to say? So basically, they're saying that they hate back to back to back to back texts. So let's sum it up in one text. Oh, okay. This was another topic. Knowing how to dress for occasions. I guess they're saying that, I don't know if it's just women or just men. or men, we're not dressing appropriate for occasions, weddings, funerals. Um, I don't know what is going on with that. Do you think that people have to now put on their invitation that we need a dress code? Hmm. I think so. I think now in these days we do need to tell people when it comes to going to certain events that it needs to be a dress code because people are, I mean, even at graduations I had seen where some parents was just so underdressed and I'm like, "Wow, are we going to say hip hip parade for the little kid that graduate or are people here to see you in the mini skirt?" So I can agree. I think now with um events that's going on, unfortunately I think we do have to start putting a dress code on the invitations because people are really getting a little out of control with not dressing appropriate. Um Another thing, um this was another one. True godparent status. What do you believe is a true godparent? Um, is there an age range when you stop being a godparent, or do you be a godparent all your life? Um, True godparent status, they said. So I guess it's like they want to know, what do you do as a godmother? Um, Me, I would say as a godmother, I was a godmother very young. And I think those days when we started out with being a godmother, we felt we was committed. We should be committed. I don't think at my age we kind of did like the baptism stuff things, but I think now godparents are looking into doing those things. But I think as a godparent, once again, they should be your village. They should be your children village. Um, I hear some people say being a godparent is that you supposed to like be around in case something happened to the mom. I think that's part of it. Of course, you should still be in the child's life if something happened to the mom. But I think the godparent is still more like a mother, especially if you're if you're the godmother. I think a godfather should take the role of a father. You know, I think you still should play major parts in the child life, all their life. I think, even going to back to school night sometimes, filling in for the parent. I think for the guys, being that godfather who takes um, the godson to football practice, basketball practice, sign the children up into, certain activities. I think the godparent should play a major part. Not only just buying gifts, but being there in the physical, um, just being like the parent. And I think it should stay like that even in the adult time frame. As getting older, I still think a godchild should still be able to come to you and talk to you. I do know that sometimes when people do or your godchildren do reach a certain age, I think they do feel that it's like a disconnection because they're older. But my goddaughter, and I want my goddaughter to know that she should always and she can always stay connected to me as a mom, even if it's something to talk about, even if it's, she wants to come to me to help her out with something, to be like a godmother, grandmother, to her kids. But I think sometimes when godchildren get older, I think they think that the godparent part stops, which it doesn't. So If you are a godmother and you are a godfather, I feel like godparenting should be just like a parent as long as they live. The older they get, I don't care if they 25, 30 years old, they still should be able to pick up a phone and call you as if you are their mom, a godfather, whatever. That child should be able to call you and pick up a phone, until they get older. I think it should be hands on all their life. I don't think that it's a time frame or an age range where you just check out from being a godparent. Excuse me. All right, let me see one more that somebody asked me to talk about. Um, mm, Jobs not wanting to hire you due to non-apparent experience. So this is for all the supervisors out there, all the big dogs, all the directors. Stop telling people that they can't get the job because they don't have the experience. I never understood that. How can somebody get the experience if everybody is turning them down, saying they don't have the experience? And what I don't understand about that is when you get in the job or the person get in the job, you're going to train them. You still have to train them. So train them with the experience. Train them to show them how to do the job, especially if it's like hands-on. And even computer skills. People can't type the fastest, depending on how fast you want them to type. But I still feel like everybody should receive a chance of um everybody should receive a chance when they're trying to find a job. So for 2026, y'all directors, y'all owners, y'all bosses, stop turning people down and telling them that they don't have the experience on the job. I feel like every job that you go to have to train you. So regardless if somebody doesn't have the experience, I feel like that is something that people or, you know, um, supervision or big directors or business owners or whoever should stop telling people because they don't have the experience that they cannot receive. They cannot get a job. So hopefully, all of these questions and these little small segments that I threw out there today, hopefully it reaches somebody. Um, I love the fact that you guys who sent me an email for me to throw out these questions and these little what can I call them? I'm gonna name them little little shady splurge questions that you guys wanted me to bring to the platform um to today's show. I started off with my two topics. My one topic was it's very important about having a village of having a village of people means a lot to people, not just financially but physically. Having a physical village in these days and times is very important. It's very needed for the younger generation, for the older generation, whoever, when you see your family members going through something or may need you for something, try to be supportive. Try to, check in and see what's going on. Sisters, cousins, friends. When you see anybody close to you that you know that's going through something, try to be a village for people. We living in this time now. I know it's hard. I know everybody. It seems like everybody is, going through something, and that's why I feel like a lot of people are going through stuff and facing things alone because they don't have a village. So for 2026, Try to be a village. Try to be a part of someone's village. Try to take on some part of a role of what a village may need. Um, that was my first topic that I wanted to touch on is being a village. My second topic was what are some things that you plan to do this year that's going to find you peace or bring you peace? And a lot of things I said was basically not letting other people ways about themselves overwhelm you. Not really being so concerned about why people are the way they are. Um, you know, um, Stop worrying so much why basically people switch up on you. Just move on because, like I said, I've learned in some of those patterns and some of those things that I've experienced with people where things can hold you back because we be so wanting to bring everybody with us, wanting to see everybody make it, wanting to see, you know, people be able to get ahead. But unfortunately, everybody is not in that place and they're not in that space. And another thing I talked about was stop being basically so vulnerable to, I don't want to say be nice, but I don't want to say not be nice because I'm always going to be nice. But pay attention to who you pour some of your energy of kindness into. Yes, you want to be kind, you want to be friendly, you want to be helpful, you want to be this person. But I've learned in these days and times, you have to really pay attention to a lot of things that you're kind of just being very vulnerable, just being too overkind to um, be very careful with that. I'm not saying be completely selfish, but be aware. Just be aware of people, places, and things. So that was more of my two topics today that I wanted to touch on. But the first one is very important about a village. Being a village, being a part of a village, knowing how to tap in and do things as if, you know, you need a village, know how to be that village for people. Um Also on my shady announcements that I have going on, I want to let everyone know starting February the 19th. Let me get that correct. February the 19th. Um, I will be coming back to the Masonic Temple, the Integrity Lounge. Last year we started comedy nights. First we started it um, the first and the third Wednesday of the month. They were pretty good. They were working out good. I just felt like because the winter was coming, um, sometimes a comedy show twice a month could be a little overwhelming due to the weather. I know most people like to kind of be out here when it's a little warm, but I am grateful and thankful for you guys who have been showing up for the Shade Room of Comedy. And because we want to continue to keep the entertainment going on in our city, we are now going to bring the Shade Room of Comedy on a Thursday and it's gonna be dinner and comedy. I will have 2 to 3 comedians in the building. It's gonna be a once a month comedy show until the weather break. I believe when the spring come, we're gonna bring it back to twice a month. But as of right now, we're going to do Thursdays, 7 p.m. Doors open. Um, Dinner showtime will start between 8 and 8:15. Tickets will now be $25 for dinner and comedy show. So make sure you mark your calendar. Of course, me, your girl Miss Shade, will be the lovely host, and I will be making sure that I continue to bring the funny in the building. Also, because I gotta plug myself in. That's one thing about me. I don't plug myself in. I don't promote myself enough. I don't celebrate myself enough. And I said this year I'm doing it all. I'm doing it all. Um, February the 28th, it's a Jersey thing comedy show. I will be there at the Dixon Design Laugh Lounge, 2565 US 22, Store B, Union, New Jersey. Um, the tickets are $30 in advance. You can check my page for that. It's gonna be it's a Jersey thing. It's gonna be a hilarious comedy show. We have hosted by Ron Snipes. We got Cool Bubble Ice. We have Monique Latisse. We have T Rainey, and we have me, your girl Miss Shade, and we have DJ Apollo that will be in the building. So that is February the 28th. So I want you guys to mark your calendars for February the 19th and February the 28th. So if you can't make it to Union, you still will be able to see me in Patterson, New Jersey, February the 19th at the Integrity Lounge, which is Masonic Temple. And if you want to get out and, jump on the highway, come on out and see me at the Dixon Design Laugh Lounge, February the 28th. Listen, continue to follow me. I thank you all, my Facebook family, my Facebook friends, my family who continues to support me. Um, Listen, I need you guys to go and follow me on my YouTube channel because eventually I'm not going to be going live on Facebook. Um, the goal is to come on over to the other side of the world, to the YouTube channel. But I do understand I have a lot of supporters on Facebook. I do understand I have a lot of older people on Facebook that they don't know too much of the technology. So I try to make sure I stay considerate with my oldies but goodies because y'all know I love y'all. Y'all know I love my oldies but goodies. And I do think of them and I know that, they're just not into that technology world where they just know how to get over here and get over there. So I'm still working it out. I'm still working it out for you all. But I want to thank you all for tuning in on Shady Talk Wednesday. Also, continue to email Miss No Shade But Shade at gmail.com if you guys want me to bring up those shady topics that I threw in tonight. I had a lot of fun with just blurging them. Give you something to think about. Those who missed it tonight, you can always come back and watch the show again, listen to some of the topics, still comment on the page and agree or disagree or give me your advice or give me your opinion too. I'm open for it all. But thank you all so much for tuning in to Shady Talk Wednesday podcast. I hope you guys jotted down all the special comedy announcements that I gave on tonight. And I hope you guys remember the email, Ms. MZ, no shade, but shade at gmail.com. You can email me any topics that you want me to bring up on this platform. Also, if you would like to be a guest, you can email me as well. I'm all for advertising, promoting, helping you get your business out, helping you get out whatever it is that you want the world to see. So, on that note, once again, thank you all for tuning in to Shady Talk Wednesday podcast. Good night.